Rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. The eventual Super Bowl champion Saints taking on Brett Favre and the Vikings. Sean Payton with the juicy fruit working. Super Bowl MVP Drew Brees picking right back up where he left off last season. First drive of the game, Marcus Colston, 28-yard gain. Down to the 29 of the Vikings. 4 plays later, it's a 3rd and 2 for the Saints at the Vikings 29. A running down for a lot of teams in the league. Not for the Drew Brees and the Saints. Little scramble drill, and Devery Henderson comes up with a 29-yard touchdown. 7-0 just like that. Penalty was on the Vikings, obviously declined. Trent, take us through it.
Great rhythm by the Saints. They come out this first drive, move the ball down the field. Drew Brees looking off to his left, feels the pressure, steps up in the pocket. Devery Henderson feels Brees moving out of the pocket. He peels that route. It was an out route. He peels up the sideline, and Drew sees him for the touchdown.
Brees, 3 for 4, 69 yards on the drive. We thought we were going to have a 49-45 type shootout. It settled down after that. Here we go with Brett Favre. The consecutive starts streak continues, and his connection with Visanthe Shenko continues. One of his favorite targets from last year. Picks up a 14-yard gain. Can't complete to Bernard Berrien right there. They had to settle for a Ryan Longwell field goal. Saints still led 7-3. Next possession for the Vikings, same score. Brett Favre, and this is the bad.
I tell you what, they got a blitz he didn't see looking one way. Harper doing a good job hitting right there. Ooh, Brett Favre, you got to eat that ball. You can't throw that ball.
And coming up with the interception, Jonathan Vilma.
From the U.
I had to let you finish that one right
Thank
there.
you.
All right, Brad Childress with some concern right there. The Vikings' next possession, though, with 46 seconds left to go in the half. Favre, though, the good Brett Favre shows up. Visanthe Shenko with the big gainer over the middle, 33 yards. Vikings get a timeout. Next play, Favre. How teams go field goal probably when they get down this close. Favre right to the teeth of the defense, back over the top. It's 2 back-to-back plays for Visanthe Shenko.
And you can tell down the middle of the field they had a matchup of Shenko against the linebacker. That's a matchup you take every time. Just because of size and physical matchup, that was a good throw. 2 good throws in a row by Brett.
Extra point was blocked. So you got a 9-7 game going into the half, and then we pick it up in the third quarter right now. Saints ball, 2nd and 8, Vikings 35. Brees, Colston, 14-yard gain. The song goes on. Next play. It's Brees, and again, we saw this last year, Jamie. Pick your poison with these guys. Which weapons do you cover, which can't?
Absolutely. Sean Payton doing a good job spraying the ball around, hits Pierre Thomas out of the backfield. Drew Brees masterfully working the entire field.
And they can still run the ball as well. Pierre finishes one off himself, a little 1-yard touchdown plunge. Saints go up 14-9. Now, the Vikings struggled on 3rd down in the second half. First drive of the half. It's a 3rd and 3. Favre almost picked off by Jabari Greer. Got both hands on the ball. They would give the ball over there. Next possession, 3rd and 10. Incomplete to Greg Lewis. They give the ball back over there on a punt. In the next possession, 3rd and 13. Percy Harvin and Favre not on the same page. Favre did not complete a pass in the third quarter. On to the fourth we go.
Wasn't his fault.
We'll get into that in a second. It was still 14-9, still striking distance here. Robert Meacham can't come up with a play.
Come on, Meacham, you got to catch this ball right here. Big-time players make big-time play and big-time games. Oh, Meacham, you're not a big-time.
Yeah, people still think this could be one of the breakout connections, quarterback to wide receiver, that we see this year with Robert Meacham really coming into his own.
He's got to catch the ball.
Didn't get that one on opening night.
Oh,
Saints would have to bring in the kicker.
Super Bowl buzz wore off here. 2 misses tonight.
Garrett Hartley, the Super Bowl hero, the NFC Championship game winner. Rough start to the season for him. New year indeed. Still 14-9 at this point, and you got a dangerous man with the football again. There's Greg Camarillo catching it from Favre. 29-yard gain. They pick up Camarillo just a week or so ago to try and fill in the blank for Sidney Rice a little bit right there. Then Favre trying to hit Camarillo again, and just out of the reach right there.
Dig it out.
Yeah.
Trent, tell him, dig it out.
The Vikings.
I tell you what, you give Camarillo some time, and these two are going to get on the same page because Greg's a guy you can rely on. You can trust him to be in the right spot.
Favre, the beard a little bit grayer as he gets towards 41 years old. A rough night for him. And then the Saints. Coach, how much time do you need to grind off the clock? We'll just
masterful execution of the 4-minute offense by the New Orleans Saints.
That was Drew Brees to Heath Evans on the prior play. Brees to Devery Henderson right there. Another first down. They're using all the clock. Using the Vikings timeouts up right here. Pierre Thomas can run it for a 10-yard gain. Vikings, they take their final timeout right there. Saints kneel on it the rest of the way. And just as we saw in the NFC Championship game, Saints victory, a Vikings loss. Brett Favre back for another year. Brad Childress back again. Let's see where the Vikings go from here. We know the Saints go on to San Francisco 1-0 And the Super Bowl champions fare so well in the season opening game, 11 in a row for them, 14-9 the final score. Brett Favre, 0 for 2 in his last 2 trips to the Superdome.
At Candlestick Park, just going final. We go right to the opening possession. 3rd and 5 play. Boy, this is not going to help their quarterback, Alex Smith. Bad snap by David Boss. Smith, no decision here but to just bat it out of bounds.
That was an alert play because if he tries to fall on it, squirts free, and becomes a touchdown.
Now this is the ensuing Saints possession. 7th play of the drive. Drew Brees over the middle to Reggie Bush for the touchdown, and the Saints would start leading 9-0.
Under 10 minutes to go. I mean, typically you get blown out, but the Niners played strong, and they hung in there, Charles.
Despite another error like this with the pick off there by Roman Harper on the tip pass.
You take another look. The corner blitz by Jawari Greer forcing Smith to rush his throw.
Real surprise. Greg Williams is going to bring pressure.
Yeah, and just a long angle on the throw. Remember now, this is where the wind is bothering them. And, you got to make that throw. It's too easy.
Second quarter now. This is the 12th play of the drive for the Niners. Smith throws the swing pass to Frank Gore, and this time he connects. 17 yards for the touchdown. And suddenly, the Niners showing some life, down 9-7. 12 plays, 82 yards. Ensuing Saints possession, Bush jacked up by Patrick Willis after the short reception.
This is a physical game. I'll tell you, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be the beneficiary of the physicality of the Niners. They play New Orleans next week, and this is going to be a tough, short week to recover from.
An emotional halftime. The newly minted Hall of Famer Jerry Rice has his jersey retired by the 49ers organization. Third quarter, 2nd and 6. Smith to Michael Crabtree. Nifty running after the catch for 32 yards.
I mean, how many moves can one man make on one play like that and not score?
Very next play, Smith finding Vernon Davis for 41 yards to the Saints' 9-yard line.
What a great throw and catch. And those big hands of Vernon Davis just snatched the ball right out of the air.
3 plays later, this is 3rd and goal from the 2. Anthony Dixon over the left side. And the Niners would take the lead 14-9. Singletary liking what he's seeing. But the Saints answering right back. Brees to Reggie Bush over the middle for 11 yards in the first down.
And they're like Baskin-Robbins with their variety of screens. How many do they have?
Yeah, they got them all. And then they fight back and come back and come back and get the lead.
Brees on 3rd and goal to David Thomas for the 3-yard touchdown, and New Orleans would retake the lead 16-14. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Saints 19-14 lead. Smith to Michael Crabtree again. It's tipped and picked off by Tracy Porter, and at this point, you just had that feeling that it would not be San Francisco's night.
Yeah, but the Niner defense came out and they held them. They got back into it.
And that was a tough play there because Reggie Bush fumbling the ball on the punt return, and then they fell on his legs in the scramble for the loose ball, and he collapsed coming off the field, and they had to cart him out of there. This has been a great start for the season for Reggie Bush. They really hope that he's not hurt badly.
He says it's the best he had felt coming into the season in 2 years. Ensuing New Orleans drive, 3rd and 1. Brees throws incomplete to Colston. And the Saints would be forced to punt. As Michael pointed out, the defense holding its ground. However, these are the kind of plays that will drive Singletary crazy as they muff the punt. Phillip Adams muffs it right near the sideline. Amazing that it stayed in play.
And it doesn't go out of bounds. It was that kind of night for San Francisco, those types of errors. But once again, the defense rises up. They don't get in, and their only chance, their only shot was to keep them out of the end zone and force a field goal. And they got it done. Look at Patrick Willis. Stones him on the short run.
Great read. Thought Pierre Thomas going left, try to sneak the fullback on the weak side.
Last chance for the Niners, 1st and 10 from their own 46. Smith pressured again, finds his man Josh Morgan for 15 yards on the sideline, and the Niners are alive. $1:42 left, 2 plays later. Smith, the screen pass to Frank Gore for 18 yards, down to the 21-yard line out of bounds.
How about that, New Orleans? Take a little bit of your own medicine with the screen.
Very next play, look at the poise that Smith shows. Flushed out of the pocket, scrambling left, tiptoes down the sideline for the 12-yard pickup. He's to the 9-yard line.
I wish he stayed in bounds because they gave him too much time.
This is 2 plays later. 2nd and goal from the 7. Frank Gore into the end zone. And the celebration begins at Candlestick. Touchdown 49ers within 2. However, they still need the 2-point conversion. Smith to Vernon Davis. They rule it no good. Singletary conversing with the officials. They take another look. and the ruling would be overturned. And, guys, this is a pretty easy call to make looking at the replay.
Yeah, breaks the pain, no question. Touchdown. Too much time, Charles. You can't get.
You said that when we were watching the game. Don't go out of bounds. Make sure you eat up the time. You want to score at zeros because you don't want to give New Orleans the ball with a chance to come back. And look what's happening. Here they come.
Hartley lurking on the sideline after Thomas picks up 14 yards through the air. 2 plays later, second down, Breeze to Marcus Colston for 30 yards, and that's the killer down to the 18-yard line.
The signature same play. Even though he's covered, we're going to throw the ball to him.
What a great decision, though, by him because he threw him and uncovered him by throwing it to the back shoulder.
Garrett Hartley, the stone-cold killer. He's been in these situations so many times. That one bangs in from 37 yards out. And the New Orleans Saints, second straight weekend, they eke one out. Again, not a statistically monstrous performance from the Saints. Certainly not what we've been used to seeing. But, guys, they get it done.
All right, now to the battle of the day in the NFC South between the Falcons and Saints. Michael Turner and Ed Roaring all ready to go. Reggie Bush out with a broken leg for 6 weeks. Lance Moore says no problem. I got you, Reg.
For this team, they can replace Reggie Bush in the backfield as receiver, as a return man. Look at Lance Moore, how valuable he is.
72 yards on the punt return led to a Jeremy Shockey touchdown. Saints on top 7-0. Falcons coming right back. Matt Ryan and Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's only the all-time leading tight end ever. Don't guard him.
Continues to get it done. And now the Saints on a flea flicker. And Breeze looking for Devery Henderson, but Grimes is there for the pick.
Yeah, never really fooled anybody on that play. Just the defense went up great to make the play. Drew Brees could have eaten that.
That's so many picks.
And that is Brees' first interception in his last 242 pass attempts going back to the playoffs a year ago. No pick here. Brees to Lance Moore, who is wide open. 80 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, this is a fantastic play by the Saints. Nice design. Now you got the tight end who will use up the safety, and Drew Brees now will keep the safety in the middle with his eyes, shoot the ball in the seam to Lance Moore for the big touchdown.
Bad angle.
Bad angle.
And that's all it takes is just that misstep in this league. That's what they mean, folks, when they say it's a game of inches. You step the wrong way for an inch, you lose.
All right, second quarter now. Brees does a nice job of staying on his feet, but it provides a pass attempt there. Thomas taking it with the pick.
Go to Eli.
It's an epidemic that went on around the league a little bit today.
12 play now on the Falcons ensuing drive. Matt Ryan and Roddy White, who came into this game tied with Miles Austin for the most receptions in the NFL. 4th and 2 right here. Ryan looking and finding Gonzalez. 9 yards and a first down. And watch the concentration by Tony.
Tony can sit down in between the zone or beat a man all day long. He's one of the best, and he will go down in history as one of the best ever.
Tip pass, too, Dion. You know how hard it is to catch a tip pass.
19th play of the drive. Turner goes in for the touchdown. Game tied at 14. Third quarter now. Chris Ivory can't hold on to the football, and Mike Peterson is there for the recovery.
Yeah, this is the rookie now from Tiffin University Dragons. That's a big mistake on the fumble.
And it led to a Falcons field goal, 17-14. Saints having a punt once they got the ball back, and Saints, they say they have it. They say it went off Deku's foot, and Jimmy Graham doing a nice job of keeping it in bounds for Jason Kyle.
This is a great play right here.
Heads up by everybody. Flip it back in there. Jason Kyle, the long snapper now, is coming down in coverage. Tiptoes on the sideline like a darn tight end.
All right, so Sean Payton and company, they are in business. It is Brees to Lance Moore. And Moore just has another gear.
Yeah, you get them deep. And I love the way they design plays. After beating them deep, they bring that speed guy across the field on an under.
Fourth quarter, 21-17. It's Ryan and Roddy White who comes back, takes a licking, but he holds on to the football. Malcolm Tankum, courtesy of the hit right there. Fourth quarter here, it's Ryan. To White again, and he beats Jabari Greer.
Safety has to get over top on that play, Coach.
Yeah, he's becoming, this combination, Matt Ryan to Roddy White, is going to be huge this season.
Really is.
24-21, 4th and 1. Breeze to Shockey for a first down.
Shockey had a great game. did not let one of his passes, targeted passes, hit the ground.
So Garrett Hartley sends the game to overtime with a 32-yard field goal. We're tied up at 24. Opening possession. Saints following a Falcons punt, and it's Devery Henderson down to the 11.
College screen. Get the lineman downfield and block. Watch the snap in the hole.
All right, so Hartley can win it here for the Saints. Wow.
It's a great snap.
Misses from 29 yards away. It's his third miss of the season. Remember, he missed 2 kicks in that opener.
Hey, hold on. Hold on.
That's it. Fire him up, man.
We can do it. Come on, guys.
If you are the kicker of a defending Super Bowl champion, you have to be on. You're going to be very important the whole year. Every game, a lot of the games the Saints play in, it will come down to field goal kicking late in the game.
All right, after that Jason Snelling run, Matt Bryant, it is blocked. But Sean Payton called timeout to ice Bryant, so he gets another shot. And after a false start from 46 yards away, it is Bryant who knocks it down. So the Falcons break a 3-game losing streak to the Saints, and they win it.
Matt, after that failed first drive in overtime, you saw the kick go left. What was your mindset when you hit the field again?
We got another chance. We had another opportunity to go down the field. We ran the ball fantastic on the last drive, and, credit to the offensive line and our running backs. They really stepped up.
That one drive at the end of the second quarter, 10.5 minutes off the clock, 2 converted fourth downs, 2 converted third downs. How did that set the tone for the rest of the game and what this offense can do?
Well, it was huge. Obviously, if you can score points before the half and to chew up, 10-plus minutes off the clock, especially against a great offense like New Orleans, that was big for us. So I think everybody on the offensive side is going to sleep pretty good tonight. We're all pretty tired.
You said this wasn't a measuring stick for this team, but what does this mean to come in here and beat this team in a game like this?
Well, it's huge. It gets us to 2-1. We're above 500. We need to keep it going. Got a big game next week against San Francisco, so it puts us one step closer to where we want to be.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Kara.
NFC South battle in New Orleans. Saints head coach Sean Payton and his team coming off the first loss of the season last week to the Falcons. John Fox looking for the first win. Drew Brees to Lance Moore. There's a first touchdown of the game. 7-0 Saints.
Lance Moore's delivered some big plays for this Saints team early in this season.
There he is, the young phenom.
Jimmy Clausen, not too bad here, finding Jonathan Stewart, and that's a Panthers touchdown.
I like what I'm seeing out of this young man. He's a work in progress. He's not Peyton Manning, so just slow down.
55 of his 146 passing yards came on that play.
First NFL touchdown.
I just said slow down.
Jimmy Clausen. Lots of miscues for the Saints here, fellas. Lance Moore puts it on the turf just before gets to the goal line.
Yes,
by Sherrod Martin, recovered by James Anderson.
And again, you're asking what's wrong with the offense. That would have been a touchdown.
No, you're right. You're right.
Here comes a Chris Ivory fumble.
He actually just threw it to the Panther defender, didn't he?
At the 20. At the set,
no, you're
plus
right.
20. Again, those would have been points converted some kind of way.
10-7 Saints at halftime, third quarter. Clausen to the left to Dwayne Jarrett. Batted up in the air by Tracy Porter, caught by Jeff King.
So, that's like 15 yards. So 70 of his passing yards coming on those 2 plays. That's all I'm saying.
Carolina taking the lead right here. The cutback from D'Angelo Williams. The Panthers leading 14-10 after the extra point.
Well, this is what's been missing from Carolina. I mean, they've had some quarterback problems, but you could always count on D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
This is Captain Munnerlyn fielding the punts.
Who? Captain Munnerlyn. One of Deion's babies. From Prime U.
I know a Captain Morgan, but
the ball's recovered by Courtney Roby. Panthers' first turnover of the game. 14-13 after a field goal. Late third quarter, Clausen to Steve Smith for a 5-yard gain, and Smith stays down.
Got a bone to pick with Steve Smith, too. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Well, he got carted off. Issue with his left ankle.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a guy you can afford to lose if you're the Carolina Panthers. You have limited explosiveness to begin with.
Fourth quarter, Saints down 14-13. Brees to Dave Thomas, 11 yards.
Ball. Catch that is.
Yeah, but the ball where he threw it right into coverage.
And John Carney in for Garrett Hartley, converts the 25-yard field goal, and New Orleans on top 16-14.
John celebrated his 50th birthday this week. No, 46? John 46?
He might be.
Carolina now with a chance. It's 4th and 4. Clausen rolling right, fires a dart to David Geddes. It's
Good play right
16
there.
yards, big first down.
Good throw.
4 plays later, 8 seconds left. Clausen trying to find Jarrett. Incomplete.
At least he put it up and gave his receiver a chance to make a play. I'm with you. I've been joking about Jimmy Clausen. Not great, but improvement today against the Saints.
Yeah, and how many picks did he throw? That's what I look at.
He threw 0 interceptions.
That's an important milestone.
Saints now 3-1.
Cowboys Tennessee game. It's an instant classic that's going down in Big D. But in the Arizona desert, Max Hall making his first career start. First undrafted rookie to start by week 5 of his career since Jim Zorn back in '76, and Jabari Greer baptizes Hall in his 3rd play of the game.
I may start off a little nervous with Kurt Warner in the booth.
Les, that's true. It led to a field goal.
That's the way you start.
But Jeremy Shockey puts the Saints on the board as well with a touchdown to go up 10-0. 2 possessions after getting that pick. And then Drew Brees gives one right back right before the end of the game.
We can't put that play.
You got to catch that.
Drew Brees, he has to check that. He has to catch that.
Liddell Betts went off his hands, and then Max Hall.
Come on, Max.
Buying some time.
Don't do it. I know you
Gets smoked by the Saints defense and fumbles the ball, but right into Levi Brown, and that's the way the Cardinals score their first touchdown of the game.
Can't cut
That's good awareness. Now, he's got to take better care of the football, and he'll learn that. That's a good hit. Levi Brown. Heads up play. Scoop and score, Levi.
They were challenging to see whether the helmet came off before he fumbled. If that was the case, then the ball would have been blown dead right there, and there wouldn't have been a touchdown. Instead, it is upheld as a score. Tied at 13, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter in the red zone again. Liddell Betts stopped behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and goal at the 13, bringing on John Carney, who was brought in just because Garrett Hartley was missing kicks like this, and Noonan, no good. So we're still tied at 13 and go to the 4th quarter, and Sean Payton's finding himself down by 3. It's 16-13 Arizona, less than 11 minutes to go in the half. Liddell Betts fumbles it, scooped up by Kerry Rhodes, and he is taking it into the end zone.
Nice escort. Good blocking by that defensive bunch. Kerry Rhodes again with another scoop and score. Heads up play by the Cards.
A 10-point lead. Rhodes did that last week, too. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Drew Brees finds a guy who's been missing much of the season. Robert Meacham, 10 touchdown catches last year. This is a big one to put the Saints down just by 3. And the Saints get the ball back with 24 ticks to go, needing a Saints miracle. Lance Moore has it picked off in front of him by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, and this is just some quality stat padding.
He knows what to do with the ball once he makes the play.
And it is a 30-20 Cardinals win. Arizona now 3-2 atop the NFC West, while the Saints, the defending champs at 3-2, not nearly as good enough to be atop the NFC South. They're sniffing the top of the NFC South if they could.
You talking about the Bucs?
Yeah,
I like that. Josh Freeman
off the Saints just like they did the last time they faced one another. The Saints coming off a loss to Max Hall and the Arizona Cardinals, trying to wipe that taste out of their mouths with their first drive of the game, and it worked out. Lance Moore over the middle there. 3 plays later, Lance Moore down the sideline, right there.
No
Saints
safety help.
7-0.
One-on-one.
41-yard score, Brees to Moore. Now here is Moore, Brees. This time Brees throwing the deep ball to Robert Meacham, who now has a touchdown in 2 straight weeks.
This is what's been lacking in the Saints' offensive game plans. Big plays galore last year, not so much this year. They needed this
What
today.
also has been missing is a consistent running game, and here is Chris Ivory. Could he be going prime?
It's a tremendous possibility.
33 yards on that run right there. Set up a field goal. Saints go in the half 17-0. That's just going in the 3rd quarter. Cadillac blows a tire.
Cadillac, stay in the shot.
Fumbles a ball recovered by Marvin Mitchell. Saints take over the ball at the Bucs 46. Next Saints possession. Here comes Chris Ivory from
Tiffin University Dragons.
Where? Tiffin. No relation to Monty Tiffin.
No, not where Monty's from.
Okay. Chris Ivory, 158 yards rushing. And now Drew Brees is finding Heath Evans, so he's spreading the ball around. This is the Saints that we're used to seeing with a blowout win in division. The Saints improved to 4-2. Coach Singletary, you were expected to win your division. That'll be this week. No. Anyway, the Superdome. Colt McCoy's getting a start, and look how the Browns started. A 10-0 lead with Peyton Hillis running it in.
That big crowd down the Superdome, that doesn't bother him. He played at Pittsburgh last week and did well.
10-0, the Browns are up. Drew Brees is picked by former Saint Scott Fajita.
You got Odell Becks there. Not on the same page with the option route back.
7th pick of the season for Brees, and now we've got a fake punt. Reggie Hodges up the middle.
And you return
68-yard fake punt. He juked Lance Moore.
He didn't juke him. The business decision wanted no part of that.
The Browns kicked a field goal as they had to settle offensively there, but just down 10. Drew Brees has got to get things started, and he makes another mistake. Picked off by David Bowens, who's a big man with football.
Pops right out of the stack here, and Drew doesn't see him at all. Touchdown Browns.
Ball bounces off of Bowens' face mask and then back to Bowens after it went off of Jari Evans'
freak plays.
His act, I guess, right there. Brees had 3 first-half interceptions. He did find David Thomas in the end zone at the beginning of the fourth quarter to make it a 10-point game again. But the ensuing Browns drive, it's an 8-play drive, 3rd and 6. Colt McCoy.
Nice game.
Goes out on a pass from Peyton Hillis.
A lot of trickeration in this game.
You got to do that when you're the Browns.
Led to a Phil Dawson field goal. Eric Mangini, who looks very simple.
Yeah, he don't trust him. He'll lose weight too.
Oh, is that David Bowens guy again?
It's David Bowens, and by the way, Drew Brees' new son, this last week, named Bowens. A rough week for Drew Brees on the field. Off it, obviously, it's all peaches and cream. But David Bowens flips in the end zone. The Browns go into the Superdome and win going away. 30-17 is the final score.
Guys, a meeting of the last 2 Super Bowl champions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we'll get to that.
My bad.
The Steelers taking on the Saints.
Sorry, Mooch.
Guinness Book of World Records saying over 17,700 fans showed up in costume. It's the biggest Halloween party ever.
That's normal.
All right, so let's get down there here. Second quarter, game scoreless. Ben Roethlisberger to Antoine Rondale. Doesn't get in. They called it a touchdown. Sean Payton challenged the ruling on the field, and he does not get the ball across. So the ruling was reversed. It's going to end up being huge. Steelers with the ball on the 1-yard line. Couple of plays later, Rashard Mendenhall.
Both of these teams were playing such great defenses. I mean, every inch was fought for.
Mendenhall stopped again, so it's a huge overturned ruling on the field.
Yeah, it was real good. And they had good camera angles, too, on this game.
3-all at halftime. First possession of the second half, Drew Brees to Lance Moore.
They run that fake stop
pass,
as good as anyone in the league, that fake stop play.
All right, 10th play of the drive, Chris Ivory stopped for a loss of 3 at the 4-yard line after a 2nd and goal. So here we go, 11th play of the drive, 3rd and goal, Liddell Betts. And Betts has dropped as well, so the Saints had to add a field goal to take a 6-3 lead.
Goal line stand.
All right, next Saints possession here, still up 6-3, and it is Drew Brees to Jeremy Shockey. Michael, this Saints offense has been trying to find its rhythm.
We talk about it all the time. Sooner or later, the great quarterbacks like the Drew Brees will move that football.
Fourth quarter, same drive. Marcus Colston spins around and sneaks in for the 16-yard touchdown. Saints on top, 13-3.
With your back shoulder throw again.
Steelers coming right back. Ben Roethlisberger has done this plenty times before. To Hines Ward, 12 yards.
Ben stands tall in that pocket and get rid of that football.
All right, 2nd and 1 now. It's Rashard Mendenhall hits the corner.
Great blocking right tackle. Hines Ward sealing. Great run as well.
38 yards for the touchdown. Steelers back in it, down 3, 13-10. Saints now, big play, 3rd and 5. And Brees with time to Robert Meacham, who's all alone.
Yeah. Great protection. He had all kinds of time to wait for him. Meacham down the sideline before the safety can get there.
But 3 plays later, this is what Dick LeBeau's defense can do to you. Brees smacked by Bryant McFadden. Lamar Woodley recovers the fumble.
So many people lined up to the Steelers' right, more than they can block. Watch the free safety, comes free, and bam, hits you right in the mouth.
And Brees didn't have a chance, so here come the Steelers. 2nd and 8 now at their own 41. Roethlisberger, Heath Miller, and the big fella trying to pick up extra yards, but
Marvin Mitchell causes a fumble, and look who's Johnny on the spot. Johnny on the spot.
Sharp. And that only comes from a multitude of people getting to the football, making things happen.
Saints trying to end it. Breeze now on the pump fake, and he finds Devery Henderson for a 7-yard gain. Penalty flags on the play. James Harrison called for roughing the passer. Keep in mind, he just had to give up 75 grand.
Yeah, and this was a little close for me. I was a bit afraid, upset at Devery Henderson for not going for the first, but then they gave it to him. But that's the
key. 3rd and 8, and it's Breeze to Lance Moore. Saints didn't even try to run the football in this game. It was all about their aerial attack. 1st and goal, it is Breeze. So Lance Moore, ball game.
That's called threading the needle.
So Drew Brees and the Saints, when they have to have it, a huge Sunday night primetime game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they go on to win it 20-10, so they are keeping pace with the Falcons and the upstart Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also victorious today. Saints are 5-3.
NFL Game Day highlights presented by Motorola takes you to Carolina. Would you believe the Saints haven't swept the season series from Carolina since 2001?
It's a good year to do it for Carolina.
Jonathan Stewart starting in place of the injured D'Angelo Williams is injured and stays down.
Harper brought that hat. Watch the old man come up there and bring it. Steal.
Legal hit.
After all these years.
Stewart would not return. And again, as I said, D'Angelo Williams is out. Next possession, the ensuing possession, Breeze to Jeremy Shockey. This will be his last possession of the game. Shockey was hurt, taken for x-rays on his ribs to the hospital.
Teams are hitting each other.
Shockey and the Saints are up 7-3. Matt Moore was sacked by Cedric Ellis. Moore hurt his shoulder on the play. He would not return. Meanwhile, as for the game, it's 20-3 New Orleans in the 3rd quarter. Jimmy Clausen picked by Jabari Greer, back and healthy. So the Saints are getting healthier, and they are winning, going into the bye week at 6-3 with a 34-3 beatdown of 1-7 Carolina. The 3rd time in franchise history. See Reggie Bush and Pete Carroll reunited.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Feels so good.
He got out at the right time.
Reggie Bush was inactive. A lot of people thought he would be active in this game. But Breeze and Marcus Colston were active, that's for sure. Saints lead 14-6 in this game in the 2nd quarter. Saints getting the ball back. Robert Meacham from Breeze.
I think Breeze has the best pocket presence in the game.
Yeah, he pushed up very well and found an open receiver.
A minute left in the half after Hasselbeck put the Seahawks within 8. There's Colston again.
You throw that seam pass, and those receivers are courageous. They'll go up and get it.
8 catches, $113, 2 scores for Colston. 3rd quarter, Breeze thrown 2 to Colston. So he's got to keep Robert Meacham keeping pace.
Bam!
2 to Meacham. 4 touchdowns for Breeze, 382 yards in all. Saints come off the bye, improved to 7-3. They're still 1 game behind.
Say hello to Sterling Sharp and Kurt Warner. Guys, a thriller just ended in Dallas. So let's take you to Cowboys Stadium for the highlights. Jason Garrett trying to get the Cowboys to a 3-0 mark, his interim head coach. Let's get right to the drama. 20-6 in the 3rd quarter. Saints on top. Miles Austin. Where was this at the first half of the season, Sterling?
We just didn't know he could run that far that fast, but great blocking on the outside to spring him for the touchdown.
60-yard touchdown. Cowboys now within 7 points. Saints on top 20-13. 23-13. Reggie Bush playing for the first time since week 2. Back with a broken fibula. And he fumbles. Leon Williams is there with the recovery.
We know the big plays that Reggie Bush is going to give this offense down the stretch, but he also has a tendency to do that every once in a while.
4th and goal for the Cowboys. It's Marion Barber twisting in. And the Saints now lead by just 3, 23-20. Garrett and company fired up. 4th quarter now. 3rd and 6. Drew Brees. The pass is tipped and picked. Gerald Sensabaugh is there. Can the Cowboys rally? 7 plays later on a 3rd and goal, Tashard Choice pushes his way in. Dallas on a 21-6 run. They lead 27-23. Here come the Cowboys. Roy Williams from Kitna, his former QB in Detroit, but Malcolm Jenkins with a great play. The strip, and the Saints get it back. Could have been the game winner right there.
Should have been the game winner right there. Roy did everything right except secure the football.
So here come the Saints, defending Super Bowl champs, on a 3rd and 10. Gutsy, Kurt, or was it wide open?
Well, big play, but he saw Meacham beat him quickly. Drew, with that accuracy, just drops it right in there.
55 yards to Robert Meacham, and then Lance Moore there for the 12-yard touchdown, 30-27. How about David Beeler? He hit one from 53 yards earlier, but he can't knock it down from 59.
Teams in front of the Bucs who they have swept in 2010. Let's go to snowy, cold Cincinnati. Less than 40 degrees for a dome team usually means trouble, but these are the defending world champs with Chris Ivory running downhill.
Yeah, he gets out of traffic here, and there's nobody left. He goes the distance for the touchdown.
That's ridiculous.
55 yards up the gut.
What happened to the defensive safety, the secondary, to pursue? Get to the ball, Bengals.
15 carries, 117 yards, and 2 scores. But back come the Bengals on 4th down. Nope, stopped. Cedric Benson, they go for it instead of kicking the field goal, trying to get some points. They have lost 8 in a row. I think
might as well go for it, yeah.
And Vilma stops it. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
The league, Mike. 20-6 is your score right now, mid-third quarter. Carson Palmer making a play with Chad Ochocinco. 33 yards down to the Saints 16, 4 plays later, 9th play of the drive. Palmer to in the end zone.
Nice maximum protection, only a 2-man route, crossing with Ocho and T.O. Well done for the touchdown.
They've got a kicker who was selling insurance last week, literally. I'm not joking. He missed the extra point. Down 8, but Carson Palmer back to Ochocinco. 9-yard gain. On 3rd down, Ocho, what a grab on the sideline.
Good concentration with his hands and both feet.
5 catches, 96 yards for Ocho, 4th quarter. 1st and goal from the one. It's Cedric Benson. Gets it in the end zone, and Marvin Lewis goes for 1. Yeah. Doesn't chase the points yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Well, he figures if the Saints score a touchdown, then you're going to be down 8, and then you can use it. And would you believe, minutes later, he was right in that position. Wide open, Robert
They did. Yeah, you don't plan for that.
It was a great route. That was a double move, out and up, and he delivered.
Well, the Bengals come right back. Benson puts it in the end zone.
Run it, Sid!
And they go for 2, and they get it. So this game's tied at 27. So the Bengals would not say die, would not quit.
They're going to fight you to the end.
And they were up 30-27 with 3 minutes to go, and Breeze hooks up with Meacham.
Nice catch.
Again, 42 yards. Bengals now have the Saints on their 7. And Sean Payton said to go for the game-time field goal. He tries to go for it and tries to get the Bengals to jump off sides.
And they did.
That's a freeze play all the way, Rich. He's going to call it and try to make them jump off sides. If they don't jump off sides, they'll take the field.
I know it's a different
well
sport,
done.
but that's like picking somebody off of first base, taking the third base first. It never happens.
And guess what? They work sometimes.
Yep. It worked as Pat Sims jumps off sides. Carl Nix did move, but that's on the defense when you get an offensive player to move. And next play, Marcus Colston, touchdown. So they could have had the Saints go for the game-time field goal, but that crucial mistake means Carson Palmer's got to lead him down the field with hardly any time left. And Palmer to Brian Leonard.
Yeah, that's going to work.
And even with a timeout left, they decide to try and spike it.
Take it now.
But they don't. Eventually, finally do with 7 seconds to go. And they put 2 more seconds back on.
That's the kind of stuff that upsets fans. You got to know what you want to do in that situation.
So it's now time for one last chance, and he doesn't even get that chance. He's sacked by Roman Harper.
Next game, please.
9th straight loss for the Bengals. And the Saints survive to improve to 9-3, remain just 1 game behind the Falcons, who they play Week 16.
That's a true statement.
1-win Carolina, who we're going to see in a couple of Thursdays on NFL Network in Pittsburgh. 6-6 St. Louis, the first place team that's in the Superdome today, taking on Drew Brees. And the Saints have got Pierre Thomas back, and now Marcus Colston. And Drew Brees seem to be on point now. That's a touchdown on the opening drive for the Saints. Next possession for the Rams, Steven Jackson, who's got a hand injury. He's holding the ball in the wrong hand, perhaps in his healthy hand. And that gets the ball loose eventually as Roman Harper strips him, fumbles the ball. Saints, Jabari Greer recovers, and Steven Jackson, as you can see, has just
lock that thing down.
He got away from his body right there. They're taught to keep it tight. That's what Marshall Falk told me, baby. Right. Resident expert.
So Pierre Thomas is back, and Reggie Bush is back, but they're still running with Chris Ivory. Why not? He's been their primary ball carrier for the bulk of the season. When he runs like this, it's a quality run. 18 yards. He did, however, leave the game with a hamstring injury later on. 5 plays later, it's Brees to Colston again.
They throw more balls in the seams with 4 verticals than anybody we know, and Colston, another touchdown.
The Saints were a perfect 6 for 6 on 3rd down in the first quarter. Not the way that you want to quiet the crowd if you're a team like the Rams on the road needing a win. Why are we showing this?
Big player boo-boo.
It's a boo-boo as Courtney Roby receives the kick. He fumbles it. Rams recover. Sean Payton is stoic. 2 plays later, Sam Bradford is Malcolm Jenkins going to root.
You got to put it on him quicker. Mooch, it was a slanting up. It was wide open. If you had put it on him quicker, it would have been 6. Not this way, but the other way.
So instead of having a potential game-tying score, they went for 2. The Saints now blow open the game at 21-6 halftime. That's your score third quarter. Drew Brees to Lance Moore.
Same route.
Brees did have 2 picks in the day, but he had 3 touchdowns for 221 yards as well. Fourth quarter, it's 31-6. Bradford's looking for more points, but instead, here comes that man Jenkins again. Second pick of the day. I was thinking about going a distance here, too. But so the Rams improved to 10-3. As for this big game, 5 seed Baltimore, 5 seed New Orleans in M&T Bank Stadium. Drew Brees trying to get first blood. Finds Marcus Colston right there. 12 yards first down. 3 plays later, Brees to Jimmy Graham, and they do get that.
That's a great play, man.
Saints up 7-0.
That back shoulder throw. Catch it. Nice job. Turning on the ball.
They're like the kings of the back shoulder throw.
Yeah. They practiced that.
Ravens next possession. 5th play of the drive. Joe Flacco to Ray Rice. And this is set up for a 9-yard gain at the 26. 3 plays later, Joe Flacco. That Flacco-Ed Dixon matchup we've been talking about. There it is.
That was like a 6-man rush.
No Todd Heap, but they've got Ed Dixon running in for his first career touchdown. 34-yard pass play to tie the game at 7. Next Ravens possession, 4th and 1 from midfield, and Flacco pitches it out to Ray Rice, who's running for the Ravens. 29 yards. Second quarter, same drive, 3rd and 3. Ray Rice from the 10-yard line takes it in.
Again, good patience, waiting for the hole to develop. Run to daylight, Ray.
14-7. Next Ravens possession after a great Ladarius Webb return set him up on the Saints side of the field. Flacco to Ray Rice, keeping and now running for the Ravens.
Which side does he always run to? The
right side. 3 plays later, Joe Flacco throws to his right. Ray Rice, roll. Second touchdown of the day. What a great touch pass by Flacco.
Yeah, one-on-one on a linebacker. You throw it up to your tailback. Good location. Nice catch.
Can't fault your linebacker on that one. That was a great catch.
21 unanswered Ravens points. Saints possession with 2:16 left in the half. There's Reggie Bush, 20 yards, running right up the hash mark to the Ravens 37. 6 plays later, 2nd and goal for the 1. Here's Jimmy Graham's 2nd touchdown of the year and day. Right there. Saints keep it a 1-possession game going in the half, and it's a 1-possession game in the 4th quarter, too. 24-17. Ravens on top. Brees to Devery Henderson over the middle. To the Ravens 20, now inside the red zone. 3rd and goal from the 15. What a play this is. Brees throws it, tipped. Lance Moore stays right on it. Tip drill.
Looked like he was throwing that away. It looked like a screen to the right that got snuffed out. Great play.
Ravens challenge, but Moore grabs the ball just as his feet are planted.
Beautiful. Good concentration. Get the 2 feet down. Touchdown.
Play stood as called. Ties the game at 24. Next Ravens possession. Ray Rice running up the middle. Now Ray Rice is running right for the Ravens. Led to a Billy Cundiff field goal.
15 more.
27-24. Saints last chance to loon deep in their own end. 4th and 8 from their 17. Haloti Ngata gets his big paw up in the air. It is picked by Corey Redding. Big man with football wraps this game up for the Ravens. 30-24. A big W for Baltimore.
Take a look at what we saw for the Saints and the Falcons on Monday night. Drew Brees against Matt Ryan. Doesn't get much better than that in the NFC. Second quarter, Falcons ball trailing 3-0. 3rd and 8 on their own 38. Matt Ryan in the shotgun can't handle the snap, and the fumble recovered by Jonathan Vilma.
Yeah, Todd McClure never got the snap to him. The ball never really left his hand when he squeezed it and sent it up there. Never left.
Then it's Pierre Thomas up the middle for a touch. Saints on top 10-0. Sean Payton so far enjoying what he's seeing. Ensuing Falcons possession. Michael Turner says, we've got a running game too. And here I go 27 yards down the right side.
Yeah, they answered the score of being down 10-0 and came right back. And they obviously knew it was the moment in the game, and they get it back to 10-7 here.
5 plays later, 2nd and goal. That just looked easy. Roddy White wide open.
When you leave him one-on-one coverage, he's going to be open, Paul.
3rd quarter, Falcons opening drive. 1st and 10, Ryan deep and incomplete down the left side to Michael Jenkins, but Tracy Porter flagged for interference.
Yeah, wasn't that one of 2 or 3 pass interference penalties on that drive where the Falcons forced them into it?
2 plays later, Michael Turner up the middle, but puts the ball on the turf. Recovered by that New Orleans defense.
How about Jeff Charleston inside there, Michael? He's the guy who's making the play. See, reaching and raking as he's trying to make the tackle? Yeah, Jeff Charleston did it.
Yeah, that's right. He'll get a game ball tonight because when you turn the ball over inside the 5.
A couple of possessions later for the Saints. Breeze pressured. Flips it to Pierre Thomas, who gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, sometimes those flips work out, but as we're going to find out later, sometimes those flips don't work out, Charles.
Yes.
Saints would end up punting on that drive. Into the fourth quarter, same score. Next New Orleans possession. Breeze will be pressured by Jordan Babineau. Flips the ball, but it's picked off by Chauncey Davis. Takes it back 26 yards, and Atlanta now leading by 4.
And they're thinking that's deja vu all over again. He did that, something similar in the first game that they played that turned into an interception for the Falcons.
Got to protect the ball in these situations. Drew Brees is too good. He's too smart to do something like that. Trying to make a play.
How does he have 20 interceptions for the year?
He doesn't even understand how.
Well, he doesn't have 20 for long because there's
21.
more.
Yeah. and give the Saints credit here. This is when they rallied. Their defense rallied and held them, and that could have been the turning point right there in the game. When you turn the ball over twice in the fourth quarter, you really don't deserve to win, but they did.
Saints defense held up pretty well. Next Saints possession on 3rd and 11. Breeze to Lance Moore, 18, and a New Orleans first down.
Great adjustment by Sean Payton. Stayed in a great protection, was able to give him time, made the throw, more converts.
And boy, does Breeze have a short memory because he just comes right back and throws darts again.
There we see the mobility and finding an open Pierre Thomas. 22 yards to the Atlanta 13.
That was a Canadian drive. They were getting first downs and 2 downs. So that's what when Payton gets into his Canadian mode, they get 2 downs, first downs on 2 plays.
3 plays later, it was 3rd and goal. Breeze to the rookie tight end, Jimmy Graham. That's a Saint touchdown.
That looked like the touchdown to Roddy White that Matt Ryan threw. Just using a tight end now, running the isolation route against the corner.
All right, Matt Ryan trying to lead another fourth quarter comeback. 3rd and 6. Wants Harry Douglas, but that's incomplete. Mike Smith decides to punt with 2:52 left. Atlanta with 2 timeouts remaining.
And he had played good defense the entire game. He rolled the dice with the defense, and it didn't come out.
Now, Jimmy Graham a moment ago was a hero. Well, right now he puts the ball on the turf. Recovered by the Falcons. This play would be challenged by Sean Payton.
And clearly, watch. Down, down, down before the ball comes out. Clearly
down a couple times.
Yeah, it is not an issue. Once you slow it down and look at it, Saints retain possession.
Next play, after the play, reverse 2nd and 3. Pierre Thomas over the right side, 4 yards. Clock goes to the 2-minute warning. The Falcons still have 2 timeouts. 2 plays later, 2nd and 8. Breeze to pass again. Out of the backfield to Pierre Thomas. Just dumps it down, fights his way for another Saints first down.
Yeah, Drew Brees is too good in that final play where he needs to control passing game, and he can get the first downs without having to run the football.
It's actually marked short of a first down. The Falcons use the final timeout. Next play, 3rd and 1. Pierre Thomas. That is a first down.
And that's what they've been missing for a lot of the year. Pierre Thomas missed, I believe, 9 games with a high ankle sprain before making it back. Chris Ivory had taken over that role. He's been hurt in recent games, too.
So here's the fallout from this game. The Saints qualify now for the postseason. Atlanta already in the postseason. If the Falcons at home beat the Carolina Panthers next week, Atlanta is the #1 seed throughout the playoffs in the NFC. Let's go to the NFC South. The Buccaneers at the Saints. Josh Freeman and his team still thinking about that 6th
Tom
seed. And Drew Brees.
Waddle called this yesterday. Excuse me for interrupting you.
Go ahead,
but he called it yesterday.
Did he call Drew Brees to the rookie Jimmy Graham to the 6?
I did not.
Okay. From the shotgun, Jimmy Graham once again using the tight end on the back shoulder fade.
Jimmy Graham's a heck of a football player. I know he was more of a basketball player at Miami than he was a football player, but
a little too much of that hurt fumble thing for me.
Chris Ivory on the bench, left foot injury. Julius Jones replaced him. Jones off the left side.
Oh! That's going to leave a mark.
Recovered by Frank Oakham.
Look, these Buccaneers come to play every Sunday. I give Raheem Morris so much credit because I did not think he was ready to lead this team where they've gotten this year.
I agree with you.
It helps when Josh Freeman has a little fortuitous bounce of the ball.
Fortuitous, good word.
Maurice Stovall,
very nice word.
38 yards to the 27. Thank you. 4 plays later.
That's good, but you're going to get a chance to move the sticks because somebody's offside.
That's Tracy Porter.
Yeah.
Super Bowl hero. Buccaneers drive continues. Next play, 1st and 10. Freeman going another day without a pick. Quickly out to Preston Parker, 12 yards, down to the 2.
Preston Parker.
Freeman, 25 touchdowns, 6 INTs on the season. Staggering.
Josh Freeman outplayed Drew Brees in this game, guys.
There's a rookie, Desmond Briscoe.
Desmond Briscoe, and what was the other guy's name? Preston Parker. They just find guys. Aurelius Ben goes out with an ACL injury last week, and these guys step in and they keep moving the football.
Buccaneers up 10-7. Third quarter now, Saints trailing 13-10. 3rd down and 8 situation. Breeze hit by Alex McGee. Fumble recovered by Tim Crowder.
This is the one thing that the Tampa Bay Bucs have struggled with all season long, and that's pressuring the opposing quarterback. They got to him today, sacked Drew Brees 3 times, but the pass rush has not been great this year from the Bucs.
3 plays later, 3rd and 7. Josh Freeman gets the snap just as the play clock hits 0, then finds his tight end, Kellen Winslow. Buccaneers yards short of the 1st down.
K2 having a nice day.
4th down and 1. Freeman.
Throw it up, let your guy make a play.
Another rookie. That's Mike Williams.
Wow.
Buccaneers on top 20-10. 11 touchdown catch this season. That's a team record. 4th quarter now. Tampa Bay still leading 20-13. Freeman from the shotgun. Looking for Maurice Stovall. He's just a little bit open. 54 yards down to the 32.
How about the Bucs had a rookie lead them in rushing and receiving this year? Hasn't happened since, what, the 40s, I believe.
4 plays later, 4th and 8. Connor Barth nails the field goal from 48 yards out. And for the first time this season, the Buccaneers beat a team with the winning record 23-13.
Seattle winning the NFC West with that 7-9 mark. The first team ever.
I like him.
To win its division at 7-9 and make it to the playoffs, but they get that whole playoff game at Quest Field where it's very loud there, but it didn't start out well for the Seahawks. Matt Hasselbeck's pass right off the hands of Ben Omumano, and Jabari Greer is there, and the Saints are in business. Already up 3-0 on a 3rd and 8. Drew Brees dumps it off to Reggie Bush. Bush didn't play when these two teams met earlier this year. 10 yards down to the 12-yard line on a 3rd and 3. Brees looking for Lance Moore. Rod Walter Thurman called for pass interference. Good call.
It was a good call. He mugged him. Look at him. You can't go through him in the National Football League. In anything.
So that set up this 1st and goal for Brees. And it is Brees on the play action to Heath Evans. And right away, Prime, it's 10-0. Saints on top, just like most people thought.
And this is not the way you want to start at home, but look at the veteran, Lawyer Malloy, taking his team by the throat and saying, come on, guys, let's do this thing.
Seahawks down 10-0. Marshawn Lynch picks up 10 hard yards, down to the 21 and a 1st down. A couple of plays later, it's Hasselbeck. Remember, he had the hip injury, didn't play in the regular season finale against the Rams, but he is back. The touchdown pass to John Carlson. Carlson, he had 1 touchdown during the regular season and 1 in the playoffs, 10-7. Julius Jones now running for the Saints. Remember, they're without Pierre Thomas, without Chris Ivory, both those running backs on injured reserve. 2nd quarter, same drive, 2nd and 15. It's Brees to Jeremy Shockey, 19 yards down to the 11. And on the 10th play of the drive, it's Jones. Remember, he was with the Seahawks, Rod, at the beginning of the year, but they cut him, and he scores a touchdown against his former team.
But they had the last laugh because the Seahawks got them.
17-7. It was a 10-play drive, and the Saints ate up 5 minutes. Mike Hasselbeck.
Oh, Harper, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
Cameron Mora, 39 yards down to the 7. And now it's Hasselbeck back to Carlson, who's wide open for the 7-yard touchdown.
Is that Harper again? We gon' party.
And how about this fake?
Great fake.
But this play is an old school play.
Yeah, but you got to stay with your man. If you have that man,
screen.
Take your man.
Pete Carroll loved it. 17-14. Seahawks creeping back in it. Julius Jones is stripped by Raheem Brock. And David Hawthorne recovers.
Fumbling against the team that cut you. That's a formula getting cut by this other team.
It led to an Olindo Mare 29-yard field goal. Guys, we got a ball game tied up at 17. Saints coming back. Drew Brees. Say hello to Brock. who swallows him up.
Four-man rush. They had problems with the four-man rush the whole game.
So here come the Seahawks on a 3rd and 11. It's Hasselbeck quickly to Ruvell Martin. 15 yards and a first down, Ruvell. 9th play of the drive on a 3rd and 3. It's Hasselbeck. Brandon Stokely's beating everybody.
Don't tell me it's that man again.
45 yards. Brian, what happened here? Because they bunched everyone up on the left side. What are the defensive backs doing?
Listen, they had 6 guys in this play, and they didn't cover anybody. I mean, everybody's taking bad angles. The eyes are bad. And, man, those feet are slow.
So Pete Carroll fired up, giving Stokely a big hug there. All right, $1:10, though, remaining in the half, and it's Breeze. And this is what we expected to see on a rope to Devery Henderson.
Caught him in 4 across, cover 4, and Breeze made the throw.
And now on a 3rd and 5, 24 seconds left. Breeze keeps it himself, dives for the first down. So 9 seconds left. 2nd and goal from the 3. Breeze looking for David Thomas, but it's incomplete. So Saints, they get a field goal instead of a touchdown, and the Seahawks are up 24-20 at the break. Opening possession of the 3rd quarter, it is Hasselbeck to Ben Obumano. That's such a great touch all day, dude.
Cover 2, pump fake, great placement of the pass.
7th play of the drive, Hasselbeck to Mike Williams. 38 yards for the touchdown.
He was doubled, and he beat the double coverage. The safeties, I'm telling you, did not look good for New Orleans Saints.
Comeback player of the year, Mike Williams. I said that.
Breeze couldn't believe it. Hasselbeck juiced 31-20. It's Breeze now to Julius Jones, who stopped on a critical 3rd and 3. Sean Payton deciding he's going to go for it on 4th and inches inside his own territory. Do you like the gamble?
Yes, but not the play.
You can't pull a guard on 3rd and short. Penetration to kill that.
You're not a running team. Keep the ball in Breeze's hand. That's what I'm calling if I'm in that position.
Julius Jones stopped by Lofa Tatupu, who played for Pete Carroll at USC. And it's Hasselbeck. They're looking for Williams. The ball is dropped. And now on a 3rd and 8, Hasselbeck looking deep for Obumanu, but it's incomplete.
Great coverage.
That was a good play.
Yeah, no penalty on the play.
He didn't
Patrick
raise
Robinson
his hand.
doing a nice job.
He looked back for the ball. He got body on body. Great play.
So the Seahawks here are going to kick a 53-yard field goal, but wait a minute, they're called for delay of game.
That shouldn't happen at our level.
So that field goal attempt, Pete Carroll knows it, has to turn into a punt. So rather than add to their 14-point lead, it stays 34-20. Drew Brees finds Lance Moore, 18 yards. 4th quarter now, same drive. Brees to Julius Jones, 2 yards. But wait a minute, Chris Clemens called for a 15-yard personal foul after the play after he shoves David Thomas out of bounds.
That was the first shove. Now watch the second one. You know this from your childhood, Rod. They always catch the guy that retaliates.
And giving the defending Super Bowl champs an opportunity to get back into the game. Jones scores his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Saints down 34-27 after a Seahawks 3-and-out. Here comes Drew Brees on a screen pass to Julius Jones. And Jones tiptoes 33 yards to the Seahawks 23. 5 plays later on a 3rd and 3 from the Seahawks 4-yard line. It is Brees to Devery Henderson, who gets stopped short.
That was the play of the game. Because they'd have tied that game up. I don't know if Seattle would have won that game. That was the play of the game.
Pete Carroll's defense comes up huge. Garrett Hartley added a field goal, 34-30. Hasselbeck to Justin Forsett on 3rd and 17. Stopped well short. Seahawks have to punt again. And so Drew Brees and the Saints offense starting to get warmed up, but on a 3rd and 8, Brees looking for Colston.
Great play.
The pass is incomplete. There was a penalty on the play, but it was a decline. So the Seahawks now trying to get their offense going. Marshawn Lynch out of the pack. Marshawn Lynch got a first down and more.
Cal Berkeley, come on.
Running like he's Vaselined up.
Stiff arms.
He's everyone slipping up from the guy.
And Lynch.
This is one of the best runs I've ever seen in the playoffs.
67 yards. Sean Payton, Drew Brees stunned.
I changed my mind. That was the biggest play of the game.
Yeah.
Instead of, I will take it back.
Yeah.
The longest run of Lynch's career.
Get off me.
Run in playoff
4.
franchise history for the Seahawks.
1,
Great.
2.
But there were a couple before that.
2 that. Before that. Let's go 4, 5.
And he broke 2 more at the end.
You got to check his contract stats.
7
Like he's running
tackles.
for money.
Broken by Marshawn Lynch.
Get off me, man.
Porter off of him. Then Porter stopped because he didn't want none after that.
And Pete Carroll gives his running back a big hug. Remember, they acquired him midseason. Breeze now to David Thomas. 16 yards to the 22. 2 minutes left. Breeze looking for Lance Moore. But the ball is tipped.
Catch him. Catch the one that comes to you.
Almost picked off by Chris Clemens. $1:34 left. Breeze to Devery Henderson for the 6-yard touchdown. So it's 41-36. Saints going to try to go for 2 to get it within a field goal, but they don't run right up the middle.
I just don't get that.
Can't run all game.
Your best player is Drew Brees.
And Deshaun Wynn, they just signed him.
And Reggie Bush.
Because they have issues at the running back position with Chris Ivory and Pierre Thomas out. Garrett Hartley's onside kick, and it goes right to John Carlson.
That's why you don't talk about kickers right there. That's why you don't talk about kickers.
So the Seahawks shocked just about everybody. They win it 41-36. Seattle will becoming the first team in NFL history to win a playoff game with a losing record. And they're moving on to face either Atlanta or Chicago.